Hey y'all, good morning. I know I look crazy, right? But my hair is wet and I went out to smoke, so with my coffee, right? How y'all doing this morning? Happy Sunday. Today's Sunday, November 16th is 5:58 a.m. Oh, first thing I want to do is do our next EFT, right? I ain't forgot about y'all. I do it when I'm moved to do it. So I don't know why my hands are shaking like this this morning. Let's see. We're on number 3. Number 3 is anger. Understanding your emotional triggers, right? You want to be free from people being able to trigger you by making you mad, right? Y'all, excuse my head, but it is what it is. Anger is a powerful and complex emotion that is spurred in response to perceived threats, injustice, or frustration. We did anger already. Let me see. I think we did anger already. All right. It can range from mild to intense, and can manifest as a physical or emotional response. Let me check. I gotta check. Hold on, y'all. I had to go find my phone. Let me just check and see which one I did. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we did 3 already. I'm going to read it. Anger is a natural and valid emotion that reveals a need for change or boundaries, right? Uncontrolled or excessive anger can lead to destructive behavior and harm to oneself and others, right? That's when we do the self-sabotage. That's where we get caught up in the drinking and the drugs and the sex and the toxic relationships. We're causing harm to ourselves. Not only are we causing harm to ourselves, but we're spreading that bullshit into other people's lives. But you know what? It ain't nothing by mistake, right? Let's go. Let's get out the shower, y'all. All right, let's go on to number 4. This is where we're at today. Number 4. Let me put the date on here. I don't know why I'm putting 11. What's today? I said, child. The 16th. Okay. Sadness. Ooh, you know what this is giving me? The cycle of that cycle of grief, right? The 5 stages of sadness or grief or something like that. That's what that's giving me, right? These energies. All right, let's see. Sadness. Sadness is a deep and poignant emotion that arises in response to loss, disappointment, or unfulfilled desires. Sadness can be triggered by a variety of experiences such as the loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or unmet expectations. It is a natural and necessary part of the human experience. Wow. All right, number 4, that's your morning motivational message. All right, so when you're feeling sad, right, we know sadness, it's not that we don't want to feel sad. We can't help that, right, because it's a part of the human experience. And we should feel it, definitely feel it, right? Got to stay in prayer because I know for myself that I stayed in that energy for a very long time, right? Although, I still pushed through, I never denied what I felt. And that's how I did my healing, because I didn't deny it between me and God in my healing process and how, what I had to go through to clear it out. I never hid that fact. You understand? That's why, I was by myself, is because that's something I wanted to heal. Because it's something that in the past has made me hurt myself. You feeling me? It made me go into the darkness. It made me go into drugs and sex and in and out of these toxic relationships, right? Because I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't feeling worthy. And that was because I was feeling sad and I was angry at the same time. I was all of that shit, right? All of that was triggering me. I didn't want to, I was running from it. So, yeah. But, even this time around, because that was a cycle. It's still, I feel like, I'm still releasing, a little at a time. I'm not trying to just dump it all, because I know that's not possible, because I'm not really healing, because I have to process, experience, look at each thing individually so that I can clear it out of my consciousness, so I can clear it out of my energy, right? So I can get some acceptance around it, and all right, now let it go, right? And I prayed through that, and I cried through that, and I talk to God all the time, right? And He's who helped me, get through it, through, the conversations, through, my cards, sometimes I just sit down and just see what the energy is for myself, right? Because I look at my own shit. I tell myself the truth, because I know what I can see in others, I can see in myself. You hear me? I know when I'm doing what I'm doing too, you hear me? And I know how I'm doing it. And sometimes I want to hurry up and move past it and get to the good part, right? But I don't want nothing left behind to come back in the middle of my happiness, my joy, and my peace, and pop up. Although, shit's gonna happen, new levels, new devils, right? But I don't know, I don't want to live like that no more. I don't want to live off of that energy no more. I want to be who I am. I want to be who I've always been, but I've never been able to be it because I felt like I had to protect myself. I had to be in survival mode all the fucking time. Never know what was, or who was gonna what, what I mean? It's weird. It's crazy. No, I don't want to live like that anymore, so, I don't want no fake love around me. I don't want people pretending to like me, or be around me because of what I have and what I can offer, what they can use me for, you know what I'm saying? Man, listen, that's why even doing this, like, I ask you for shit. I'm doing it because this is what I want to do, you know what I mean? Inner union, come on now. Healing that inner energy, stop playing. Masculine and feminine, action and surrender, mind and heart. You are merging opposites into sacred wholeness. Honor your own completeness. Thank you, Spirit. And it's not easy. It's not easy to do it because you're separated, right? It's like being in a isolation. It is. That's what it is. Isolation, right? Taking that first step. Come on now. You're at the beginning of a new journey of action. The first step holds the power to change everything. Take it boldly, even if you feel unsure. Somebody could have a lot of leg tattoos. You're bringing together your inner self, right? Your inner union, your dark side, your light side. Remember, I told you take each situation and you accept it, right? You forgive yourself, you forgive the other party. Even though I don't even see why we should even have to forgive anybody, because they're life lessons, right? But there is a part of acceptance around it, you know what I mean? And having peace with it, and not holding the other person, holding a grudge or resentment towards the other person because they were doing what they were supposed to fucking do. Right? We get mad because people were doing what they were supposed to do to trigger what needed to be triggered in us. Come on, Spirit. Not even thinking, right? They on their own soul's journey, and whatever we're triggering in them, that's what it was supposed to be. And if they're holding a resentment towards us, then they're not learning the lesson. Come on, Spirit. And if we're holding a resentment towards them, we're not learning the lesson. That's the human experience. They experiencing it too. Come on now. Purification. Cleaning out that fucking basement. Moving up, as a young Yvonne's aunt can say, moving up to the first floor. Cleaning out that first floor shit, moving on up to the second floor. Yes, we want to get to the attic. We want to get there to the attic. Purification, you are shedding old layers that can no longer accompany your next journey. Grief may arise. That's sadness, right? Let the cleansing waters flow through you freely. And you are protected. I heard that. Cosmic belonging. Listen. You belong to the universe. And you're recognizing that you individually serve a purpose. You are part of the board. The game. You hear me? Everybody is. Everything that was meant to... see, I can't get into life and death because that's not my, my will bow, my house. I can't, that's way above my pay grade with life and death, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about if you're here today, you're breathing, God woke you up this morning, then you need to recognize that you're here for a purpose. And now today is the day you can be like, damn, and let go of that resentment, because now you realize that they was just doing what they were supposed to be fucking doing. Just like you were supposed to be doing what you did. That's how I'm getting it. You did what you were supposed to do, how it was supposed to be done, because you weren't the only person that it was going to affect. The person that did it affect it's a ripple. It affects multiple people. It triggers a lot of shit, a lot of life lessons for a lot of different people. Anybody that made a judgment call and put blame and pointed fingers, everybody was at fault, because nobody realized that it was everybody's job to do what they was fucking doing. Come on now. Universe, courageous heart. You are brave enough to feel deeply even when it hurts. Your heart's courage inspires others. Stay true to your emotional integrity. I love it. I love it. And believe it or not, y'all, I was just really finna sit down and just pull some cards for myself. That's why I have these cards out here. You know what I mean? So... But I said, you know what? Because, look, I got a damn hat on my head. I got a scarf underneath it. Yeah, but my hair is wet. I wash my hair. Anyway, yeah. So, I got to keep my head warm. This weather. Judgment. Knight of Cups. Let's see what's going on here, Spirit. I like this energy. Now that you know that you were supposed to experience what you're experiencing at this moment, this should make it that much easier for you to move past this shit. It should make it that much easier. Those that can hear, let them hear. And those that can't hear are blinded to the message. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, because when you realize what it's really about, people they're not supposed to fuck with you because you found your way. You realize the object of the game. Ooh, y'all see that orb? Yeah. Yeah. What's going on here, Spirit? Lovers, choices, right under inner union. The lovers is a choice. I'm hearing choosy lover. Like, this really changes the whole dynamic of the message right now for me. Oh, this changes the whole dynamic of the message for me. It's like I have to look at shit in a different perspective right now. There's something about accepting and rejecting. It could be accepting or rejecting some aspect of yourself, because this is about the inner union, right? The inner masculine and feminine energy. Surrender. I'm still getting the energy of so this could be like something that's nagging you. I'm getting like there's something that's been nagging you, but this is about yourself. This is an aspect of yourself that I feel like you haven't accepted. You're still, trying to accept something. Let's go ahead, Spirit. Look at this. About a betrayal. Okay then. That's what this is, right? It's okay. I feel like this is gonna be a turning point for you. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Why it come up? I feel like this is gonna be a turning point for you, collective, where you see the object of the game, right? And that's where you can surrender the blame, the anger, the resentment. You can surrender all of that right now, because now you see that it wasn't personal. It may have seemed personal because of the connections, of the emotions. See, that's what we're supposed to realize. It was meant to trigger the emotion, but it was never personal. Come on. Ooh, come on, Spirit. The human experience. Everybody's here to experience. And some might say, some people's experience might be darker than others. Yeah, I understand that. But we don't know what their purpose is, what their lesson was to learn. Right? Or maybe they learned it. I don't know. And if somebody got hurt, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, Spirit. I don't know, because the soul doesn't, God's judgment, of course, if the soul lives or dies, but the soul comes back. That's what I'm saying. The soul comes back. Don't mistake that you get to come back, because that's God's judgment if you get to come back and do this experience again. So don't get it fucking twisted that you think you're gonna get away with something because you're gonna come back. Don't be misled. We talking about the human experience. We ain't talking about God's judgment. All right. I'm just here talking about getting through this shit. You feeling me? That's all I'm talking about. And not, giving in to that human nature, which can be very animalistic sometimes, right? Come on, Spirit. Because we're unable to process the emotion. Because we don't know that it ain't personal. Did that shit to make us feel something. Now, if it was a stranger, we might not take it so personal, but when it's our loved ones, the deeper the cut. Message. They go another choice card. 2 of Wands, taking that first step. Yeah, you see, yeah. Now look at you standing on the fucking board. Didn't I tell you it was all pieces on a board, a giant board, nigga? Yes. Now you know how to move. Now you know how to move. Come on, Spirit. Come on. Message. Now you know how to move, collective. Yes, sir. Spirit, what's this message? Oh, look at that. Justice. Balancing something out, making something fair. 4 of Swords. Not to take away from the fact that we still have to pay karma. Are you feeling me? Because of the choices, right? Every choice has a fucking reaction, a consequence to it. 4 of Swords. Surrendering, right? Justice. The law. The law of energy, the law of the universe. Spiritual law. Like, okay, when we come here, like, oh gosh, Spirit's just giving me a whole bunch here. Like, there's a whole world up there with, with our ancestors and angels and people. Yeah. So peep this, I'm hearing, because you recognize the object of the game. Those that try to cheat or try to hurt you, to try to stop you, right, by spiritual means, are breaking spiritual laws. If that makes sense. This is you being slowed down, right? Having to fight, trying to fit, just falling back and finding another way, right? This is also somebody maybe causing blockages as well. You know what I mean? Trying to block wow. Somebody been trying to stop you from experiencing your higher self. That knowledge of the object of the game. Yep, somebody been, trying to confuse you, trying to keep you from elevating, from realizing, creating fires, trying to trigger something in you over and over again, so that you continuously having to experience that, and you're not able to move past it. Yeah, stop doing that. We got a King of Pentacles out here. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this could be somebody that has been calling judgment in your life. How's that fit in, Spirit? Call a judgment in your life. It's like somebody's trying to punish you for knowing. It's like I feel like somebody's also realizing attacking you is not working. Spirit said attacking you is not working because you've already actualized and realized that. Ooh, Spirit, I heard that like they have no power. Wait a minute, it's more than that. Somebody's realizing that you already won the game. The game's over. It's like, ooh, their moves didn't affect you. Ooh, my ears are ringing. Their moves, come on, Spirit, can you clear it up for me? Because you recognize that it's not personal, that they're here to do that, their moves don't affect you. There's nothing to trigger because you already see what they're here to do. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, wait. My. King of Wands. Somebody that has not actualized who they are yet. This is somebody that's being led by a serpent. Hence the story of Adam and Eve and that damn apple, right? This somebody that wanted to hold you down. What was they there for? But this is somebody that... magic. Damn. Show me that King of Wands energy, Spirit. This could have been a lover. Somebody you were in a relationship with. Somebody was very envious of you. I know this person is a King of Wands, but they got a lot of green on. Somebody could like the color green. Very materialistic. The world. Ooh, look at that. And the Knight of Swords. You learned the lesson. You learned the lesson. You recognize that this person is... Spirit said your energy is triggering them. Triggering the fuck out of them. Ooh-wee. Justice, yes. Because somebody broke spiritual laws. They were supposed to be learning a lesson. Instead, they attacked you. They were supposed to be learning a life lesson. You were not there to hurt them. You were there to... you were there for a lesson. I don't want to hear nothing about what the lesson was. I don't want to hear it. I know how ugly as shit can get. I promise you. So please don't say that to me about how ugly some shit is. And I'm telling you what I'm being. The energy, the message I'm channeling, it was for the purpose. Knight of Swords. You learned the lesson. When you learned the lesson, when you were shown, that's what, whatever somebody was doing, they was doing energy work for sure. Somebody could eat mushrooms or do mushrooms. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing shrooms. Yeah. Somebody was attacking all of your placements. Yeah, you know. I heard 1st, 6th, 7th, and 12th house. Let me see. 1st, 6th, 7th, and 12th. I'm going to have to Google that. See what that's about. Those are the areas that they were attacking for you, collective. But see, when we're in low vibration, when we're in this energy with this toxic energy, it's like when somebody triggers something in us, we feel like they did us something wrong, right? They tried to hurt us. You trying to hurt me? Right? That's how we get, right? I'm going to get you back. You made me feel a certain way. You made me feel embarrassed. You made me feel humiliated. You made me feel stupid. You made me feel less than. Right? And instead of right there at that moment being able to address, damn, that's how that made me feel, right? And not attack the person because we felt that way. Right? That's when you give your power away, when you start, you lost fucking control already. Right? And now this person, they like that too. That's why, that's how they was wound up already to do that shit. They were pre-programmed. It's already written. They were pre-programmed to do that shit. Right? And the sooner you come up out of that energy, the less anything they do will affect you. Because you're no longer being triggered by their actions. Because you see it. Come on, Spirit. And and one day, hopefully, they'll realize it too. And then they'll stop. And they'll learn the lesson. And they'll have a cycle, a world closing up. A completed cycle. And the fact that you're no longer triggered by their actions is now a mirror. Now all they get to see themselves. Look at me. Because ain't nobody there. They're fighting the air. It's a mirror now. Now it's there. They'll get it one way or another. If it ain't you, it's going to be somebody else. So take it out of resonance. And why not be you, Sometimes we could be so hard-headed, it takes the ones that's closest to us to get our fucking attention. Let that sink in. Because anybody else, you don't know me. Right? So how I'm let what you say affect you, right? Keep us in the illusion, in the delusion. We feel some kind of way, but that's a stranger. They really don't fucking know me. Right? But let it be one of your loved ones. Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Five of Swords, conflict, jealousy. This could have been, this could have been a lover. This could have been somebody that was jealous of you. Your own, look, a big old ego, big old head ass. Somebody could have a big ass head. Big old egghead. King of Swords, King of Wands. Yeah, very my spirit said this is somebody that's very sexual, right? But they really don't perform that well. I'm just saying, that's what I'm hearing. I don't know why. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but maybe if I did, maybe that's something you need to take a look at. Spirit, what's the message? Don't shoot the messenger, right? What's going on here? The Hierophant and the Three of Pentacles. Wow. Collaboration, planting seeds, King of Swords, the Hierophant. Why did I say it like that? Hierophant. Somebody can say Hierophant. Like, I don't know. I'll leave me alone with that. Yeah, you see this person. You have your spirit guides guiding you. You follow your intuition, your gut feeling. You listen to yourself. You were able to, listen. But that comes from, first you have to accept yourself. And when you start to accept yourself, you can see that outside shit. But when you're still trying to fit in, when you're still trying to feel valued, because that's another job of the enemy, right? I'm gonna call that up with the enemy, even though it's a life lesson. You know what I'm saying? Look at the teachers. We got devils for teachers. I'll be damned. Anyway, let me keep going. Yeah, you were very obedient. You listened and you learned the lesson, man. Right on the world, you learned the lesson. Somebody was very controlling, but they didn't do shit. They really didn't help nurture and plant and pull anything together. They were there. They just wanted the position. They didn't want the fucking job. They wanted to ride off of your back, I promise you. This is somebody that could have had more than you, or smarter than you. Maybe somebody could have been book smart, have some kind of skill that they were in charge of or some shit like that. They got this, this is somebody that I heard romanticized. 9 of Wands. This is somebody that could be trying to defend themselves. 6 of Pentacles. Yeah. The Sun. Yeah, something's coming out. Some sign. Yep. Look at that 10 of Cups on the bottom. Something, well, shit's gonna come out. It ain't, what the fuck? Either you gonna learn the lesson or you ain't gonna learn the lesson, right? And part of learning the lesson is being accountable for your shit, right? You have to be accountable for your actions. You acted and reacted because you felt some kind of way. And you have to own that shit. That ain't nobody's fault that triggered you to do that shit. You have to own the fucking fact that you did the shit. And that's all that really matters. Something about the 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving. Somebody, I don't know. There's 3 people here. Something might have been unequally distributed. But somebody's very defensive about that shit. But you already know that they're acting the way they're acting because of something that they've done. you know, which ain't got shit to do with you. Did you trigger them to do it? Possibly. But it was their choice how they take that energy, how they process that shit. That ain't got nothing to do with you. This could be family. Look at this, the moon, a betrayal. Look at this. Look, the tower. Here it comes. And what's the tower? Somebody was creating illusions or trying to create illusions. It's easy to create illusions when you can't fucking see. It's easy. Look at this. I didn't even see this high. They were celebrating. It's really interesting when you realize the purpose, right? Your purpose. Come on. When you realize the purpose, right? And you see how others, they haven't realized the purpose yet. Or, you know what? Yeah. There was a celebration with the trigger, with the trauma, with the trigger that they caused, because that's all it really is a trigger. It's something to trigger you, to trigger something in you, right? They celebrated triggering you. Damn it. You ain't gonna keep playing with me. You ain't gonna keep playing with me. And not only were they celebrating triggering you, I do feel like somebody was doing some kind of energy work to keep you from, well, you know what? Yeah, they were doing it to keep you, like, just not able to see and confused, and they just was doing too much. They was doing too much, but it's okay because you overcame that. That's over. You figured out the trick. Remember, you figured out the trick of the magician. You figured out the trick, and you also figured out who was doing the tricks. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, and listen, whatever you do for work, yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah, you close this cycle out. You could do something. Whatever you do for work, somebody do for work, something is ending. 9 of Pentacles. It could be the ending of the way you see your work, the way you do your work, but you're definitely closing out a cycle. Whatever it is, it's going to bring you a lot of self-sufficiency, independence, stability. It's like, there she go on that damn board again. Look, man, listen. Death and rebirth, 8 of Pentacles. Making a new choice. Closing out that old. Well, look, y'all, the Chariot and Temperance. I love it. I'm going to end this right here. I love it. 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 I love that. Listen. Y'all, I'm excited for this energy. This is some cool energy. I never channeled that kind of energy before. But listen, that's because it's time, nigga. Time to move. Okay, y'all, that's our message for today. I hope that it made sense. I hope that it brings you some clarity. All right, I will see you guys on the next one. Stay up, stay at peace, and remember, I don't know. That's all I got. I'm going to leave it before I mess it up. Peace.